So welcome to season 2031 in this Builder Nation with AB in the Faroe Islands, and it's been an interesting one. I had a good scouting session through Africa. It's ended up resulting in a few decent players coming into the squad. But yeah, let's go back to the transfers first, and then let's get ourselves through the season. So the first signing picked up on a free transfer after his contract run out was Matthias Lundfeld. 18 years old, decent enough player. He's going to be in our B team. I don't know if he's going to develop into someone good enough for the first team, but you'll see this season has been about adding a bit of depth in the youth ranks. A couple of things to point out: after last season ended, Gislin and also our goalkeeper both left to Vikingur Goethe, and also Anderson went off on loan to KI. So we have strengthened some other teams in the division. Coming in this season then, 3 players from Africa. We spent 4,000 on Stamford Marua. I think that's what we'll go with. Mentally and physically fantastic, technically decent, 22 years old, can play centre mid and right back, and that's why I brought him in. He might not be the best at crossing, but as a general right back, he would be a great backup, as well as a backup in central midfield. The next one, Robert Elia, central defensive mid-stroke centre mid. He's going to play for our B team, 18 years old, Nigerian. Again, mentally fantastic, very, very good determination, teamwork, work rate, etc. Physically not the best, technically not the best, but I think there's someone there at the age of 18 anyway, so we'll see. Faroe comes in as our new central mid-stroke left mid-stroke attacker mid-stroke striker. Probably can play defensive mid as well, looking at his tackling, etc. Work rate lets him down, actually. It's one of the few times I'm picking up a player whose work rate is quite poor, but brought him from the Aspire Academy in Senegal, 19 years old. I think it's a good pickup. I think it's a good pickup for free. So 4k spent. We've ended up selling one of our backup centre-backs. Very talented, but just lacked in the heading, and that's what put me off him. 24. I think we picked him up for... Yeah, we spent 20k on him because we threw money at B36 to help them. And he was valued at about 50, and we sold him for 12.5 just to try to help Vikingur Goethe. And they also came in for our left back. Now, he was valued at 80k, which is weird. He's 27 and been playing for our B team for the last 4 years. I told them they could have him for 15k, and they came back in and offered 33. And when I offered 15 again, they came back in with 33. So, yeah, we've ended up selling for 33k, which I didn't actually even want to do. Kasper Halton, our good 28-year-old Swedish defender's left. Unfortunately, this Salal came in for him. I rejected it, and he got upset. So he has moved on, 2.9k a week wages, so I guess that's why he might have moved on. He wanted the money. So in the Super Cup, we've actually lost our first Super Cup defeat in quite a few years, a 2-0 defeat to KI, which was a little bit worrying. Now a positive is we've played 5, won 5 in the league. B36 are actually also pushing on, won 5 out of 5 games, so it's very tight at the top. Vikingur Goethe have got 13 points as well, won 4 the first 5. It's a tight start, but I will mention Matteo Michelin, who was in our squad last year, if you remember, but then ended up pushing towards being a squad player in the first team for this season after scoring 12 and 9 for the B team last year. He stepped up and, 5 games so far, 4 starts, 14 goals. So he's been decent. So jumping forward, we've just been knocked out of the cup in the second round to Vikingur Goethe. Our old backup right back getting on the score sheet, and also this young kid, 27. This is new, I thought it was. But yeah, going out in the second round of the cup. That's both cup competitions we've not won this year. So it looks like AB is not going to win the cup this season. That's quite disappointing. Did our B team go through at this point? Top 6-1 victory. Happy days. 10 games into the league, second place. Won 8, drew 2, lost none. B36 won 9, lost 1. The only defeat was to us. It was a 6-0 defeat. We smashed them, but their only defeat was to us. Michelin now has 19 goals in the 10 games. How many games has he played at this point in the the league this season. Yeah, 10 games, 9 starts, 1 sub appearance, 19 goals. Our B team, not doing too bad, played a 1-8. We are the dominating force in the second division. I think if they came up, it would be us first and second, which is very nice. Philippe Hognestad, who we obviously brought in, 20 years old now, 33 caps for the Faroe Islands. He is still getting football for our B team this season. 8 goals in 4 games. I think long term, I do want to make him one of our rotation players within the A team. He has such a good goal scoring record for AB in general. You can see that double figures every season. He's going to hit it again this year as well. So going into the summer break now, we are top. We are starting to pull away. 1-13, drew 2, so we didn't lose a single game or draw a single game after that last second update. 41 points now. KI are in second. Vikingur Goethe are on 25 points after 15 games. Now, considering they are now the only professional club apart from us, because KI have actually resorted back to semi-professional, which is upsetting. It's shocking that they're so far behind, to be honest. Transfer-wise, I have arranged for a new transfer. Tom Hegdegaard, a new left-back, is going to come in and join us. And mentally fantastic, physically decent, only 18. I think we've picked up a very good left-back here, and a long-term first-choice left-back. So really, really pleased with this sign. Join us on a free transfer as well as someone else from Aspire in Senegal, central mid-stroke, right winger. Fucking cat scared the shit out of me. Oh, there's another cat there. Wait, today's video is interrupted with Catgate. Lena, there's a cat on the top, and there's a cat under our car. There's going to be a massive scrap outside. Back to this. This guy looks decent. He is only 17, so he's joined us when he turns 18. Really, really decent attributes. I think he could develop into someone quite special. So another guy from Senegal coming. Another guy from the Aspire Academy coming. I think we're picking up some gems over in Africa at the minute. So jumping forward to the rankings here, the league has moved up 10 places to 50th in the rankings now. AB, our club, has moved up to 68th in the European club rankings. Not exactly right. And Faroe Islands rise in the European coefficient table, which is happy days. We're up to 26th place. And if we go under that now, you can see here 26th place, and we're decent. We're in and around these teams, so we could, these nations, so we could get ourselves up to 24th, for example. And obviously, one of the reasons why that's so important is here in 26th place, we have a Champions League qualifying. We now enter in the first qualifying round, which we always did. But then you go along, we have a team in the Europa League now, and 2 teams in the Europa Conference League. So one team has now moved into the Europa League, which is huge for the clubs within our league, and huge for the nation. But you can see here, if we move up to 24th, for example, over Republic of Ireland and Bosnia, we would get a club in the second qualifying round of the Champions League, then 1 in the Europa League and 2 in the Conference League. But also, they would start in the second qualifying round instead of the first qualifying round. So the next couple of places are huge for a jump. So 20 games in now, 1-18, drew 2. We're on a winning run with 10 points clear of KI. Vikingur Goethe have now overtaken B36, who after an insanely good start have just completely collapsed. Michelin now has 27 goals in the league, so he's still pushing on. So in terms of our European run, we've got into the Champions League playoff round again. So again, we were very close. So we beat Seduva 4-0 at home before a 1-1 away from home. We then got Lincoln Red Imps of Gibraltar in the next round. We lost 2-1 away from home before 5-0 demolition at home saw us through to the third qualifying round. 0-0 at home against Lech Poznan. You're going to start to wonder what's going to happen away from home in the Poznan Arena, I think it's actually called. It says Poznan Stadium there. A 5-2 victory. Michelin with a hat-trick. Gutterson and Kilberg on the score sheet. We drew Slava Prague, and it was one of them disappointing away games. From start to finish, we just didn't look like we were in it. 2-0 defeat. We did get 1-0 victory at home, but that defeat did move us into the Europa League group stage again. Now, talking about the Europa League, I did forget to recap here earlier on. We finished the group stage of last year with a 7-0 defeat to Brighton and a 2-0 defeat to AB. That saw us, though, get through to the knockout round where we got beat to Cremonese. We lost 3-2 at home and 3-0 away from home. It was disappointing, that's probably why I forgot to tell you. But going into this Europa League path then, we've got Anderlecht at home, Real Sociedad away, Young Boys of Bern away, Union Berlin at home, Shakhtar at home, Ajax at home. Then after the winter break, we're going to be playing Red Star away and Haugesund of Norway away from home as well. But seeing us into Europe does mean we now have 10.9 million in the bank, and we have 4.7 million transfer budget and about 15k of wage budget also remaining. So financially, we are in a very strong position. And having that 10.9 million in the bank is huge, considering we have also just spent quite a bit of money improving our training facilities, which are going to be done in 3 months, which will also make them state of the art. So we will have one of the best training facilities in the world of football. So youth intake is here. We have a couple I want to just look at. So the best player, they say, is this defender here. He's not the best. He's decent technically. If we got him a few years ago, we'd be delighted. Mentally decent enough, physically very poor, pace of only 5. A bit of a letdown. But when you work your way down, we've got a goalkeeper here who's 1.5 star currently. Aerial reach is a bit of an issue, but apart from that, he's a fairly solid goalkeeper. Can't pass a ball, but as a goalkeeper, fairly solid. But this is the player I want to look at. John Jacobson. He's left-footed, which is great because our other academy central defender from last year is right-footed. Unfortunately, he's unambitious again. There's something wrong with our intakes, considering our head of youth, etc., has really good personality, etc. It's upsetting that we keep getting these through. But decent technicals, decent mentals, better physicals. We can definitely improve it. Good balance and jump through, which is a great starting point. I'm really, really impressed by this guy, and we could end up having a homegrown centre-back partnership in a few years. Obviously, this is the other central defender who came through the intake last year, 17 years old now, 9 caps for the Faroe Islands, helps when I'm the manager, 17 league appearances for us as well, just very solid, improving all the time, still trying to improve the personality, not quite there yet. So transfer-wise over the summer, it's been a bit busy. Our main choice right-back has left. An offer came in from Al Faiha. I rejected it. He started crying like a baby. We've sold him for 400k. Our first £1 million sale has happened. Kari Askerson has left us. He has come back on loan for the rest of this season, but we end up selling for £1 million plus some of next sale. After signing for 11k, playing 2.5 seasons, never cementing as the first choice regular in the squad, and selling him on for £1 million is a good bit of business. Allers ended up going to Willen in Holland. Absolutely insane that he's gone there, but he's going to get some football there. Maybe next season he comes back in, but he just never settled, never cemented after him come back on loan. So we've loaned out a couple of people here. Brixton and Isaka has gone out to NSI and Huvik respectively, and also, 2 frees and 1 loan, but either way, we're still trying to help clubs in the low leagues just to get a couple of our players. So we looked at Hegdalgard, who's came in, Askerson, who we sold Copenhagen, first £1 million sale, back on loan, and yeah, our final transfer. Let me go to the competition screen. So Michelin has 30 goals now, and now he has 30 goals. Clubs start coming in for him, and unfortunately, he's leaving us. And unfortunately, he's leaving us with no percentage of next sale, and he's going into Miami for 750k. Now, we got him for free. He's been a goal machine, and we're cashing in a 750k sale for a 30 goal this season striker. It's upsetting. It's upsetting that we're losing him, but I have replaced him, and yeah. Have a look at Dai Di Ho. I'm going to pronounce that. Probably wrong. 19 years old. Senegalese again. Again, we've been scouting through Africa, looking for players. There will be a video coming on just the basics of what I do to look for players with when I'm looking through Africa and stuff. But mentally fantastic, physically fantastic, 6'1", great heading, decent finishing, just all round a very solid player for his age. and he's played 2 games for us and scored 5 goals. So hopefully we've brought in a decent player. He's one of our first big money signings, 200k, but value between 1.1 and 1.5, and long term we'll be able to move him on for a lot more money. If he starts scoring goals, we just know we're going to sell him for good money. And I do think one of the things to remember is we are still a selling club. Now, unfortunately, William Littke is leaving us on the 12th of the 1st, 2032. He is going for 650k. Now, again, picked him up for free, selling him for 650k. I am curious is he going to be eligible? Days completed. Days eligibility 101. I think he might just squeeze in to gain Faroe Islands nationality before he leaves for Sweden. So maybe we'll see him again playing in this save for the national team. And also picking up from Iceland, a 17-year-old striker who maybe he won't develop into anything special. Maybe he will. He's going to come in, play for under 18s, then play for our B team and just see if he develops. Because PA-wise, he is up at 4-star. So my scouts do recommend him, and they were the ones who found him, like my scouts find all of our Scandinavian players. Unambitious, but so is everybody I seem to be picking up at the minute. So I said that we weren't going to win the cup this year, but our B team ended up doing it. And the best thing about it is I never gave them any of our best players. So Littke has been playing for the B team since he agreed to leave the club anyway. Rune Olsen, Rabbe, Ødegaard, Larsen, Longfeld, Horge, Elea, Solheim, Karlsberg and Fredriksson, all are B-team players. So it's fantastic to see the fact that our B-team has won the cup. So happy days there. I do think Rabbi is very close to being a regular in the first team. He has played 26 games for us, 12 starts in the league, so he is already a rotation-looking player. 19 years old now from Morocco. He came from the Academy Mohammed, and yeah, we've definitely the last couple of years picked up some stellar African players. So in terms of transfers, now the season is over, we have actually picked up one more player. 60k rising to 105k. And we could have got ourselves a superstar here. 17 years old, Icelandic central defender. He's right-footed, decent personality, which seems to be an issue at the minute. Decent technicals with 11 for marking, 8 for heading, but he has 15 for tackling. But his mental attributes for 17 years old are crazy, and his physical attributes are insane. And also, he's 6'8" at the age of 17. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Jump reach of 17, balance of 16, heading of 8. I mean, but the jump reach makes up for that. The tackling of... He's just insane. For his age, he is insane. So really, really pleased to pick him up. He will develop into a homegrown player for Champions League and stuff as well, coming to us at such a young age. So absolutely delighted with that. Really, really pleased with that signing coming in. So in terms of the league, we did end up winning the league. 75 points, 124, drew 3, lost none. So an unbeaten season with all the turmoil we had of players wanting to leave, like Michelin, who did finish top goal scorer, leaving us, didn't play anymore after that. I decided I would put all my faith, although he played in the Europa League because more the guy wasn't registered. But in the league he didn't play. I put all my faith in this new guy who ended up playing 6, scoring 11 goals. So he's definitely developed into a good player already. Like I say, only 20 years old. How long is he going to be here? That's a question, because yes, we have money in the bank. We have 11.2 million in the bank. We're signing these stellar players, but other nations, other leagues still have such a high reputation that these players want to leave when offers come in. So our most appearance maker this season was Kilberg, who somehow we still holding on to. We paid 9k for him, and he has just been insane. So he got, let's have a look, first season in the league, 8 goals, 15 assists in 23 games. In 23 games the next season, 11 goals, 24 assists. This season, 21 games in the league, 10 goals, 19 assists. He's just been an insanely high-quality player, and somehow we still hold on to him, and somehow clubs come in, but he doesn't kick up a fuss, and he's happy to stick around. Second top appearance maker was Michelin with 34, but obviously he's leaving us. And behind that, which is great to see, is our academy player, Still unambitious. We're still working on it. Fairly strong left foot, so next season he's going to move to the left of the two. And we're going to have two 17-year-olds in central defence next season because, yes, it might hinder us in Europe, but long term, if we can just hold on to these two players, this Icelandic player and our academy player, and we have an academy defender coming through who I think in 1 year could be in and around the first team, we're in a very, very strong position. A very strong position. So top goal scorer this season was Michelin with 45. Kilberg with 13 was second. Hognesson managed to pick up 13 for us as well. He scored 8 in the B team. He scored 13 for us. So he's had a decent season as he still develops. 12 goals for Bredal from the left wing. 11 goals for the new striker. 7 for Björnsson, who is now knocking around the first team as well, which is nice because at the age of 21, he's been with us a few years. And he is a talented player, so we are going to try to use him a little bit more maybe next season as well. Top assists with 31 in all competitions was Kilberg. 15 for Bredal. Kamara with 9. So again, we have struggled from the right wing. From the right wing, we have really struggled. Samuelson, who's played a few games on the left wing near the end of the season, but he's just not really done it. 16 starts, 7 assists in the league. 8 assists in 24 games in all competitions. It's not acceptable for who is our experienced winger at 27. He is a player who we almost relying on as one of our first choice players, and he's just not done the job. So I'm going to be interested to see how the team changes over the winter. Michelin's going to be leaving us obviously in Miami. McHugh, who's been with us since the start, 30 years old now, does want to leave, so he's probably going to move on. In terms of other players, I want to keep all everyone else. Maybe Machedo just to free up a foreign player slot. He is such a talented central defender, but to be honest with you, I have faith, especially in the league, them youngsters will do the job. And we're not at that place in Europe where this one player would make a difference. So if we can move him on and make good money, I mean, we're gone for free. If we can move him on for around $1 million, I would do it. If we don't get offered that, I'll probably just keep him and try to find a way to rotate him round and maybe use him in Europe, mainly going through next season. But I'm going to have a think because the more you sit on the screen and look at him, he's a stellar player. So maybe we should be holding on to him. But you know what it's like when you start signing youngsters, you want to keep developing them and you want your own squad to come through. And he's obviously past it at the age of 25. Obviously. Our facilities, I don't think they are... Yeah, they are done now. So we now have state-of-the-art training facilities, which is just crazy. It's crazy thing. We have a new stadium and we have the best training facilities in the world of football. So moving on to the national team, Oscar Mortson, our backup goalkeeper, is still the number one. So he now has 20 caps at the age of 21. He's actually not a bad keeper, and he probably is the best goalkeeper in the Faroe Islands, to be fair. Obviously, I'm waiting for Eriksson, our actual goalkeeper from this season, Anders Eriksson, to gain Faroe Islands national citizenship. He is eligible. He is waiting for the paperwork, but it's said that for the last 6 months now. So, yeah, not sure what's really going on there. For the last 6 months, he's been waiting for that paperwork. But the squad is looking a lot younger and a lot better, in my opinion. So step by step, we're getting there. Jonas Anderson, obviously the Rangers central defender, is now 23 with 31 caps. And we've got another 23. We've got Mads Eggerson at the age of 27. We've got this guy here from B36 who's been getting some caps. He's not the best. He's probably going to need replacing. Kai Jonassen is now at Herenveen, 24 years old, wanted by some Premier League clubs and some La Liga clubs. So we could end up seeing a Faroe Islands player playing in the Premier League. 24, 53 caps now. It's been great to see him develop. I've been given a bit of football to an academy player we've got. So he's 17 years old now. Hannes Johansson came through our AB academy. He's played 2 times for Faroe Islands now. I've secured him. But this is why. 28 caps for the under-18 squad. 53 goals. So I think we've got a future star on our hands as well. So being given him a bit of football and just seeing seeing how he looked, to be honest with you, because I've not really seen him play for the under-18s. In terms of mentioning players from AB, Thomas Hager, who we signed, is now a Faroe national player, 2 caps. Obviously was Danish, been with us a few years now, so he is now in the national team as a backup defender stroke centre mid. A couple of youngsters who have come up as well. This guy here, Vintereg, he is playing at Vardar, who are in North Macedonia, weirdly. He came through there as well, yet he is a Faroe Islands player, so looks talented. Looks like he could develop into a great player, so he's in and around the first team as well of the national team. And we have Carl Olsen from KI, who again, 18 years old, can play central defence and central mid, defensive mid. So has been given a bit of football as well. In terms of the results, it's not been looking the best, but we have played some really tough teams. We lost to Ukraine 4-0. We then lost to Israel, back-to-back 3-0s. We drew away in Georgia. We lost to France. We lost to Ukraine. We drew to Georgia again, and we lost to France. So Group F finished with us on 2 points, Georgia on 3 points. But to be honest with you, apart from maybe Israel at home, where we were very disappointing, we got the points against teams we should have got points against, and we lost against teams we should have lost against. So I'm not overly frustrated about the results, but at the same time I do know we need to maybe tactically change this squad. But I'm not overly concerned because I have took that decision this year to bring in a lot more youngsters. And if you look from there, all of these players here are under the age of 21, and over half of our squad is under the age of 25. So I think we're going to develop well. We've got Nations League campaign coming up, which it's always good for us because we get some wins, we get confidence, and I think long term we're going to be okay. The last couple of defeats, I was given some 17-year-old striker a game. I was given just backup players a bit of football just to see how they looked. So I've used it for experiments, and yeah, we keep plodding along, but the national team is definitely the back of it at the minute. The last thing to look at then is how we've started in the Europa League. So we've played 6 games. We are 19th. We've won 2, drew 1, lost 3. We've got 7 points. We need 1 win out of the last 2 games to probably guarantee us knockout football again in the Europa League. And that would be very, very nice. So we played Anderlecht first, and we drew 1-1. With Macedo getting a goal in the 91st minute. We then played Real Sociedad and lost the game 5-2. That's almost expected. They were a class above us, I'll tell you that. Then played Young Boys of Bern away, lost the game 2-1, which was disappointing. We actually looked very good against them. Back-to-back victories here, though, against Union Berlin, winning 2-1 to start off, before beating Shakhtar 4-0 in Europe. I mean, that is an insane result. 4-0 is a complete domination. And we did it. We have just lost 7-1 to Ajax, but I don't even know what to say about that. We rotated quite a lot of players. We had a lot of players unfit. We had a lot of players who were on international duty, weirdly. So I ended up just putting out the squad we put out, and yeah, 7-1 defeat. It was disappointing, but with that squad I put out, there was no way we were even going to be knocking on the door of getting a victory. But no, going after the winter break, we've got 2 games left. Top 24 qualifies, so we are 2 points clear of that at the minute. Are all the teams below us going to get 2 victories? Probably not. But 1 victory or 1 point maybe might be enough to see us into the knockout round for the 2nd year in a row in the Europa League, which is huge because coefficient-wise to end on, 26 we have 3.875 points at the minute. If we can get a victory in the last 2 games, we'll get over 4 points then. And if you look for next season, we're currently behind Bosnia. They've got quite a few more points. I don't think we're going to overtake them now. But there's nobody below us have more points, which is nice. And we have more points than Ireland. So next season we could go up to 25th. And it's step by step, isn't it? Step by step. But if we can get through to the knockout round, so 1 victory out of these last 2. If we can win even one of the 2 legs in the knockout round, get us some more points, it's going to be a big, big boost. But that is it for this review of season 2031. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy it. I've been Paul, also known as Northman, and I'll see you next time.